Have you ever wondered if what people call love is sometimes just fear of being alone? What if most relationships are not about real connection, but about running away from the silence inside? The Stoics warned us, the chains we choose for ourselves are the hardest to break. And many times those chains look nice. They come wrapped as romance, comfort, or stability. But deep down, you know something feels off. Most people do not get into relationships because they are strong and whole. They get into them because they are scared of facing themselves. They would rather deal with someone else's problems than sit alone with their own thoughts. That is why so many end up losing themselves piece by piece just to keep the other person around. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do not fear death. Fear never starting to live, and that is what happens when you cannot stand being single. You stop really living." This episode is not about hating love or saying you should be alone forever. It is about taking your power back. It is about learning to stand strong on your own, so that if you ever choose to love, it is a choice, not a need. Because love is only real when it comes from freedom, not fear. Culture will try to rush you. It will call your patience pride. It will call your standards fear. It will show you highlight reels and pretend that is normal life. But the Stoics were never impressed by what crowds applaud. They cared about what holds up when the noise stops. So if you feel out of step sometimes, good. That might mean you are finally listening to something deeper than trends. Staying single is not a personality flaw. It is often a decision to stop borrowing your identity from whoever happens to like you today. It is a refusal to trade your clarity for cheap comfort. And yes, it can feel uncomfortable when everyone else is pairing up. Discomfort is not a signal that you are doing life wrong. It is often a signal that you are doing honesty right. Before we walk through 10 reasons why staying single might be the best thing you can do for yourself, hit subscribe on Stoic Ocean and leave a comment with the word freedom. We are building a calm, practical space for Stoic ideas you can actually use. One more thing before we begin. Being single is not the same as being isolated. You can have community, you can have friendship, you can have family that matters. The point is not to glorify loneliness. The point is to stop treating romance like the only door to a meaningful life. When you widen your life, you stop making one person carry the weight of your entire happiness. That is healthier for you, and it is healthier for love if love ever shows up. Reason 1. You avoid the wrong attachments. When you choose to stay single, you give yourself one of the greatest protections. You avoid the wrong people. Think about it. How many lives have been completely changed, even destroyed, just because someone got attached to the wrong partner? It does not take a bad person to ruin you. It only takes the wrong one for you. A relationship with the wrong person does not just waste your time. It can waste years of your growth, your energy, and even your identity. When you are desperate for love, you are not careful. You do not slow down to ask, is this person actually good for me? Do they respect my boundaries? Do they add peace to my life, or just drama? Instead, you jump in fast, hoping they will fix the loneliness you are afraid to face. And that is when trouble begins. You start ignoring the red flags. You make excuses for their behavior. And little by little, you lose yourself. Staying single protects you from this trap. The Stoics believed freedom is the highest good. Freedom from being controlled by your desires. Freedom from being chained by what other people think. When you are single, you have that freedom. You are not tied to someone's mood swings, their approval, or their toxic habits. You can walk through life without having to constantly clean up someone else's mess. And let us be real. How many people out there settle for partners who drain them, stress them, or hold them back just because they are scared to be alone? Being single allows you to say no. No to manipulation. No to someone who does not value you. No to someone who wants to control who you are. You do not have to explain why you do not text back, why you do not want to go out, or why you are focusing on yourself. You belong to yourself. And that is a power too many people throw away just to avoid being single. Here is another angle people rarely admit. Sometimes we chase closeness because we do not trust ourselves to carry a full life alone. We want a witness. We want a mirror. We want someone to say we matter, so we do not have to prove it to ourselves. That is understandable. Humans are wired for connection, but wiring is not wisdom. Wisdom asks a harder question. Am I choosing this person, or am I choosing escape? When you pause long enough to answer honestly, you stop confusing chemistry with compatibility. You stop confusing intensity with safety. You stop confusing longing with love. You start noticing patterns. You notice who shows up calm and who only shows up when they are bored. You notice who respects your pace and who pressures you to move faster than your conscience allows. That kind of clarity is expensive. It costs you the fantasy. It costs you the quick fix. But it pays you back in peace. And here is the thing. When you are not desperate, you become harder to fool. You start seeing people more clearly. You are not blinded by need. So you notice who is genuine and who is fake. You notice who respects you and who only wants to use you. In a way, singleness sharpens your vision. It trains you to filter out the wrong attachments before they ever get close enough to hurt you. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And I will add this. The happiness of your life also depends on the quality of the people you allow in it. When you stay single until you are strong enough, clear enough, and patient enough to choose wisely, you avoid half the pain most people go through. So do not look at being single as a punishment. Look at it as a shield. A shield that protects your time, your energy, and your soul from people who do not deserve them. Because the truth is, it is better to be alone than attached to the wrong person. Every day you stay single, you are not missing out. You are actually saving yourself from years of damage you might never get back. That is the first gift of staying single. You keep your life clean from the wrong attachments. You protect your heart, your mind, and your path. And when the right person eventually shows up, you will be ready, not needy. And readiness is not cynicism. It is not hardness. It is the quiet confidence that you will not gamble your peace on the first person who smiles at you. You will not confuse attention for respect. You will not confuse chemistry for character. You will not sign up for chaos just because it feels familiar. That is what attachment wisdom looks like in the real world. It looks boring sometimes. It looks like saying no when your body wants a quick yes. It looks like walking away early instead of staying to prove you can fix it. The Stoics would call that rational love. Not cold love, clear love. Love that starts with seeing reality instead of painting over it. Reason 2. You have full freedom over your time. One of the biggest gifts of staying single is this. Your time is completely yours. Think about it. When you are in the wrong relationship, your hours, your days, even your weekends get negotiated away. Suddenly, you are living on someone else's schedule. Where you go, what you do, who you see, it all has to pass through another person's filter. And if that person does not value your time as much as you do, you end up drained, frustrated, and constantly behind on the things that actually matter to you. But when you are single, you get to own your time. You can spend your morning however you want. You can stay up late chasing an idea that excites you without someone complaining that you are not in bed yet. You can take a trip on short notice, dive into a hobby, or just sit in silence and breathe without asking for permission. That is real freedom. The kind most people do not even realize they have traded away. There is also a quieter freedom here. You get to protect your routines. You get to protect your sleep. You get to protect your mornings. Those sound small until you realize how much of your life is built from tiny repeated choices. A relationship can be beautiful, but it can also become a second job you never applied for. Meetings you did not schedule. Conversations you did not choose. Repairs you did not break. When you are single, you can be ruthless with your calendar in a good way. You can say, this week is for training, this month is for saving, this season is for learning. You can build momentum without apologizing for being serious about your own life. The Stoics believe that time is our most precious possession, more valuable than money, more valuable than status. Seneca said it clearly. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. And one of the biggest ways people waste their lives is by giving away their time to relationships that do not nurture them. Sometimes the waste is subtle. It is half listening because you are bracing for conflict. It is shrinking your honesty because you do not want to rock the boat. It is postponing your goals because someone else always has an emergency. Seneca would look at that pattern and call it what it is: a slow leak, a quiet surrender of the life you could have lived if you treated your days like they belonged to you. Hours spent in arguments, in fake peace, in trying to fix someone else's chaos. Those are hours you will never get back. When you are single, you learn how powerful your time really is. You notice how much you can get done when you do not have to constantly check in, explain yourself, or compromise on every little decision. You can pour that time into building yourself, your health, your mind, your career, your vision. And here is the thing. Every hour you invest in yourself compounds. It grows. 1 year of focusing on your own growth while single can put you years ahead of someone who keeps wasting their time on relationships that hold them back. Freedom over your time also means you do not live by other people's moods. You do not have to cancel your plans because someone is upset. You do not have to waste your weekends fixing fights. Your time belongs to you. And because of that, your energy stays cleaner, sharper, more focused. You start to see how much life opens up when you are not constantly negotiating with another person about how to spend your minutes. And let us be honest, time is the one resource you can never earn back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose opportunities and find new ones. But once a day is gone, it is gone forever. So ask yourself, how much of your time have you already given to people who did not deserve it? How many hours have you spent arguing, apologizing for things you did not even do, or waiting for someone to appreciate you? Staying single is your chance to take all that time back, to use it in a way that actually builds you, strengthens you, and moves you forward. And here is the paradox. When you finally learn to guard your time fiercely as a single person, you are less likely to waste it when you do meet someone worthy. You will have higher standards. You will recognize quickly who respects your time and who does not. And you will not hesitate to walk away from anyone who tries to steal it. So never see your single season as empty. See it as the most valuable season of your life. Because right now your time belongs fully to you, and what you do with it will shape the rest of your future. You can also use this season to repair what past relationships cracked. Your sleep, your finances, your friendships, your sense of play. Sometimes we do not notice how much we shrink our life to fit another person's comfort. When that weight lifts, you remember how big you actually are. You remember you had dreams before someone told you they were impractical. You remember you had standards before someone trained you to lower them. That remembering is not bitterness. It is return. Reason 3. You build self-mastery without distractions. When you are single, something powerful happens. You get the space to truly master yourself. No constant drama, no emotional roller coasters, no distractions pulling you away from your goals. Just you, your thoughts, and the discipline to shape the kind of person you want to become. Self-mastery starts with one boring truth. You cannot outsource your conscience. You cannot outsource your courage. You cannot outsource your growth and expect your life to feel solid. Other people can support you. They cannot replace the work only you can do when the room is quiet. Relationships, even good ones, can quietly steal your focus. You start adjusting your habits, your routines, even your values to keep the peace. But when you are alone, you do not have to negotiate with anyone about who you are becoming. You can wake up early, train your body, read deeply, and build skills without someone rolling their eyes or making you feel selfish for investing in yourself. That is not selfish. That is self-leadership. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that you have power over your mind, not over every outside event. But here is what people miss. If your mind is constantly pulled into someone else's chaos, you never get to train it. You never get to sharpen it. You never get to build the inner strength that Stoicism says is the whole point of living. When you are single, you can finally hear your own voice again, not the voice of fear, not the voice of approval, your voice. And in that space, you start noticing your patterns. You see where you procrastinate, where you lie to yourself, where you avoid discomfort, and because no one is there to distract you with constant stimulation, you actually have to face those things. That is uncomfortable. But that is also where growth lives. Self-mastery is not a vibe. It is a practice. It is choosing your standards when no one is watching. It is keeping promises to yourself when there is no applause. It is doing the boring work that makes you dependable, calm, and dangerous in a good way. Self-mastery also means you stop outsourcing discipline. You do not wait for a partner to approve your gym plan. You do not wait for romance to justify reading hard books. You do not wait for someone else to make your life feel meaningful before you start living with intention. You choose standards and you keep them because they are yours. That is how confidence grows. Not from compliments, from evidence, from repeated proof that you can rely on yourself when motivation is low and the room is quiet. The Stoics talked about this all the time. Not because they hated people, but because they knew that if you cannot stand alone with your character, you will crumble the moment someone leaves or the moment love gets hard. So use your single season like a training ground. Build discipline. Build emotional control. Build a life that feels steady without needing someone else to steady you. Because the version of you who can master yourself in solitude is the version of you who will not lose yourself in love later. Reason 4. You protect your energy from toxic people. Let us be honest about something. The wrong relationship does not only waste your time, it poisons your energy. You walk on eggshells. You shrink yourself. You absorb someone else's stress until your whole body feels heavy. And because you care, you keep trying to fix it. Keep trying to explain yourself. Keep trying to earn peace that should not require earning. When you are single, you do not have to negotiate with toxicity just to keep a relationship alive. You do not have to tolerate passive aggression disguised as jokes. You do not have to carry someone else's insecurity like it is your job. You get to protect your peace like it is sacred, because it is. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have power over your mind, not over external events. That does not mean life becomes easy. It means you stop handing your inner world to people who do not respect it. You stop letting someone's bad mood become your entire day. You stop treating drama like it is your responsibility to manage. Being single gives you distance. Distance helps you see clearly. You start noticing how expensive certain connections really are. Not in money, in energy, in sleep, in focus, in self-respect. And once you see the cost, you stop romanticizing it. You stop calling pain passion. You stop calling anxiety chemistry. You stop confusing intensity with love. You also stop mistaking guilt for love. You stop mistaking jealousy for passion. You stop calling control care just because it comes with a soft voice. Those distinctions matter, because your nervous system learns from repetition. If you keep calling chaos love, your body will crave chaos. If you keep calling peace boring, you will sabotage the very stability you say you want. Instead, you learn to value calm. You learn to value consistency. You learn to value people who do not drain you just to feel important. And if you are single long enough, you build a standard. Not a perfect standard, an honest one. You start asking, does this person make my life quieter inside or louder? Do I feel more like myself around them or less? Those questions change everything. Because the truth is, your energy is not infinite. If you keep giving it to the wrong people, you will show up tired everywhere else. Tired at work, tired with family, tired with your dreams. Staying single is not running away. It is guarding the one resource you need to build a good life. Your attention, your clarity, your emotional bandwidth. So treat it like it matters, because it does. Protecting your energy is not cruelty, it is conservation. Think of your attention like water. If you pour it into cracked cups, you will stay thirsty no matter how hard you try. Some people are not evil. They are just inconsistent, avoidant, or addicted to drama. And inconsistency still costs you. It still steals your focus. It still trains your nervous system to stay on alert. Staying single gives you a break from that training. You get to reset. You get to breathe deeper. You get to rebuild your baseline until calm feels normal again instead of suspicious. Reason 5. You learn to love your own company. A lot of people are afraid of silence. They fill every gap with noise, with scrolling, with someone else's voice, because being alone with their thoughts feels risky. But here is the truth. If you cannot sit with yourself, you will always be running. And running is how you end up in the wrong arms just to avoid stillness. When you are single, you do not get to outsource your comfort to a partner every night. You have to learn how to be at home inside your own life. That might mean coffee alone without staring at your phone. That might mean dinner without distraction, actually tasting your food. That might mean a walk where you let your mind wander without needing someone to fill the space. At first, it might feel awkward. You might feel restless. That restlessness is not proof that you need someone. It is proof that you have been avoiding yourself. And Stoicism is not about pretending you do not feel lonely sometimes. It is about building a relationship with yourself that is kind, honest, and steady. Marcus Aurelius wrote that very little is needed to make a happy life, and it is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. That line is not about isolation. It is about ownership. You can feel whole in a quiet room. You can feel full without a crowd. You can feel anchored without someone texting you good night. Loneliness is a feeling. Being alone is a situation. You can be alone without being lonely when your inner voice stops attacking you and starts sounding like a friend. So practice small moments of presence. Name what you feel without drama. Speak to yourself with the patience you would give someone you love. Because you are someone you love, or at least you are learning to be. You can also practice honesty in small ways. Keep a promise you made only to yourself. Cook a meal and eat it slowly. Clean your space like you respect the person who lives there. Turn off the noise for 10 minutes and notice what rises up. Sometimes what rises is grief. Sometimes it is regret. Sometimes it is anger you have been buffering with busyness. That is not failure. That is information. Your mind is finally speaking because you finally stopped shouting over it with distraction. And if you want a simple test, ask this. When the day ends, do you rush to escape your own mind, or can you rest there? If you can rest there, you are not desperate for love. You are ready for love that does not rescue you, but meets you. If you are getting value from this, subscribe to Stoic Ocean and drop a comment with the word clarity. Halfway through this list, I want you to remember your single season is not a waiting room. It is a workshop. If you are single and building, you are not behind. You are not missing the main event. You are preparing for a life that does not collapse the moment affection changes. Now let us talk about one of the sneakiest traps people fall into when they cannot stand being alone. Reason 6. You avoid the trap of seeking validation. One of the most powerful things about staying single is this. You stop feeding your worth through someone else's attention. When you are always coupled, it is easy to confuse love with validation. You feel good when they text. You feel bad when they pull away. Your mood becomes a weather report based on someone else's behavior. That is not love. That is dependency wearing a romantic outfit. When you are single, you do not have a partner's praise to lean on every day. You do not have someone telling you you are chosen, you are attractive, you are enough, just because they are bored and texting. And at first, that can feel uncomfortable. But discomfort is where independence grows. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid in other people's eyes. That idea hits different in dating culture, where everyone is performing cool, performing busy, performing unbothered. But real growth often looks boring. It looks like staying home and studying. It looks like saying no to a date that you know is only for ego. It looks like choosing sleep because your goals need you tomorrow. When you stop chasing validation, you start building substance. You start measuring yourself by your integrity, not your inbox. You start asking, did I keep my word today? Did I move toward my mission? Did I treat myself with respect? Those questions build a life that does not collapse when someone stops liking your photo. The Stoics taught that your worth is not a vote other people cast. It is a practice you repeat. So use your single season to break the habit of outsourcing esteem. Post less for applause. Work more for progress. Speak honestly, even when it is not popular. Because the version of you who does not need constant applause is the version of you who will not drown in silence later. Validation. Addiction shows up in sneaky forms. You rehearse what you will say so you sound impressive. You stay online too long, hoping a notification will confirm you exist. You compare your real life to someone else's edited story. Staying single interrupts that loop. It forces you to come home to reality. And reality is where your power returns. You also learn something else. Approval is cheap. It is everywhere. Integrity is rare. It is built in private. So stop measuring your week by how liked you felt. Measure it by how honest you were. Measure it by how disciplined you stayed when no one was watching. That is the kind of esteem no one can take from you with a mood swing. Reason 7. You grow stronger in solitude. Solitude is not punishment, it is training. When you are alone, you meet the parts of yourself you usually hide behind busyness. Your jealousy, your insecurity, your need to control, your fear of being irrelevant. That is not fun, but it is useful because you cannot heal what you never face. The Stoics saw solitude as a place where you stop performing and start becoming real. Marcus Aurelius wrote from a noisy world, but his practice was inward. He kept returning to the same idea. Return to yourself, return to your principles, return to what matters. When you are single, you get more solitude than society thinks you should want. Society whispers that you are behind, that you are unwanted, that you are missing the point of life. But many people in crowds are lonelier than you are in a quiet apartment with a purpose. Solitude teaches you steadiness. It teaches you how to calm your body without someone else soothing you. It teaches you how to carry disappointment without collapsing. It teaches you that you can survive a weekend alone, a holiday alone, a hard day alone, and still be okay on the other side. That kind of strength does not make you cold. It makes you grounded. It makes you less likely to cling out of panic. And when you are less clingy, you love better. Because you are not begging someone to be your entire emotional infrastructure. You are choosing them from a place that is already standing. So do not run from solitude. Train in it. Walk, write, breathe. Face the quiet until the quiet stops feeling like an enemy. That is where your real power is born. Solitude also teaches you boundaries. You learn what you will not do just to feel less alone. You learn what you will not tolerate in exchange for company. That is not bitterness, that is maturity. You are training yourself to choose peace over performance. Reason 8. You can focus on your mission, not pleasing others. One of the biggest traps people fall into when they are in the wrong relationship is this. They start living to please someone else. They change their schedule, their habits, even their goals, just to keep another person happy. And little by little, they forget why they are here. They forget their mission. But when you are single, you do not have that problem. You do not have to explain why you are working late, why you are grinding on weekends, or why you would rather spend your night studying, training, or building your future instead of watching TV. You do not have to water down your ambition just to make someone else feel secure. You are free to chase your mission with everything you have got. The Stoics believe that every person is here for a reason, a purpose, a path that is uniquely theirs. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A man's true delight is to do the things he was made for, but here is the hard truth. Most people never get to that delight because they are too busy managing someone else's emotions. They give more energy to keeping the peace than to building their purpose. And at the end of their life, they wonder why they feel empty." Staying single protects you from that fate. It gives you the space to throw yourself into your mission without apology. And let us name the hidden cost of people-pleasing. It is not just time, it is identity drift. You start making small edits to yourself so someone else feels comfortable. Then one day you look in the mirror, and you do not recognize the person who used to have opinions. Mission is the opposite of drift. Mission is direction. Mission is saying, "This is what I am here to do, and I will not negotiate it away for temporary harmony." If you want to start a business, you can. If you want to travel for work, you can. If you want to wake up at 4 in the morning and train like a warrior, you can. There is no one telling you you are too obsessed or working too much. You get to define your life by what matters to you, not by how well you fit into someone else's comfort zone. Missions require obsession sometimes. They require sacrifice. They require late nights, early mornings, and sometimes saying no to comfort so you can say yes to greatness. That is hard to do if your energy is tied up in constantly making sure someone else feels okay. When you are single, all that energy stays yours. You get to invest it in your future instead of wasting it on arguments, compromises, or guilt trips. Think about the people you admire. Many of them spent long seasons single. Not because they were unlovable, but because they knew their mission came first. And here is the paradox. When you are deeply focused on your mission, you actually become more attractive. People respect drive, people respect direction, but more importantly, you respect yourself. So use this season. Chase the mission that burns inside you without distraction. Because when you live for your purpose instead of people-pleasing, you stop wasting your life and you start owning it. A mission does not have to be loud. It can be raising your standard of health. It can be learning a craft with patience. It can be becoming financially stable so fear stops steering your decisions. It can be healing your family line by breaking a cycle you did not choose. What matters is that it is yours, not borrowed, not performed, not negotiated away because someone else feels threatened by your growth. When you are single, you can protect your focus like it is sacred, because it is. Reason 9. You develop emotional independence. One of the most powerful shifts staying single can create is this. You learn how to stand on your own emotionally. Most people do not realize how much they lean on others until they are left alone. They rely on someone else to make them feel loved, to calm them down, to lift them up, or even just to remind them they matter. But when your emotions are always tied to someone else, you are never really free. When you are single, you do not have that safety net. And that is a good thing, because it forces you to learn how to handle your emotions yourself. You learn how to comfort yourself without needing a person to be your therapist every night. You learn how to sit with anxiety without immediately texting someone to fix it for you. You learn how to celebrate yourself without needing an audience. The Stoics were obsessed with self-reliance in the healthiest sense. Not stubbornness, not isolation, responsibility. You own your inner state enough to survive the world without crumbling every time someone is inconsistent. That is emotional independence. And it changes how you love later. Because when you love from fullness, you are not draining someone to fill a hole. You are offering something. When you love from need, you bargain. When you love from strength, you choose. So practice the boring skills. Journal honestly. Move your body. Sleep like your life depends on it. Talk to yourself like someone you care about. Build a life that feels steady from the inside. Then, if love arrives, it will not be a rescue mission. It will be two whole people walking beside each other. Independence does not mean you never need anyone. It means you are not using someone as an emotional life support machine. It means you can ask for help without collapsing. It means you can enjoy affection without treating it like oxygen. That is how love stops being a drug and starts being a choice. Reason 10. You become whole before sharing yourself. The biggest lie most of us are taught from childhood is this: you need another person to complete you. Movies, songs, even family conversations push the same idea. You are only whole when you find your other half. It sounds romantic, but it is one of the most dangerous beliefs you can carry. Because the moment you believe you are incomplete, you will spend your life chasing someone to fill the gap instead of learning how to stand complete on your own. When you are single, you get the chance to break that lie. You learn that you are already enough. You do not need someone to validate your worth. You do not need someone to give you an identity. You do not need someone to make your life meaningful. Wholeness is not perfection, it is coherence. It is when your actions, your words, and your values start pointing in the same direction. It is when you stop abandoning yourself every time you want to be chosen. You are whole now, as you are, even while you are still growing. Growth does not mean you are incomplete. It means you are alive. Marcus Aurelius wrote that very little is needed to make a happy life, and it is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Happiness does not come from finding someone else to complete you. It comes from realizing you were never broken to begin with. Staying single gives you the time and space to discover that. Of course, it takes work. You will face your insecurities. You will face the parts of yourself you have tried to hide. But if you stay with it, if you do the inner work, you will find something unshakable on the other side. A sense of wholeness that no breakup can take away. No rejection can shatter. No absence can destroy. If you are doing this work, do not expect fireworks every day. Some days will feel plain. Some days will feel slow. That is not a sign you are failing. That is a sign you are building something real, and real things take time. You are learning to carry yourself the way you wish someone else would carry you. That is not sad. That is maturity. And here is the paradox. When you finally feel whole on your own, that is when you are actually ready to share yourself. Not because you need someone to fix you, but because you want to walk beside them as equals. You can love deeply without fear. You can let people in without losing yourself. You can give without secretly begging for something in return. That is real strength. So do not rush into relationships just to feel complete. Use your single season to build wholeness, heal the wounds, strengthen the weak spots, discover the passions and values that make you who you are, because the more whole you become on your own, the better everything else in your life becomes. And if love never becomes the center of your story, your life can still be full. Friendship can be deep. Purpose can be sharp. Peace can be real. Do not let the world shrink your definition of a meaningful life down to relationship status. Remember also, you can be kind without being available to everyone who wants access. You can be open-hearted without being naive. Boundaries are not walls against the world. They are doors with locks, so your life does not get walked through by anyone who refuses to wipe their feet. Let us bring it all together. Staying single is not a curse. It is not a failure. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is a season of power, a season of growth, a season where you take back your life and build yourself into someone unshakable. When you stay single, you avoid the wrong attachments that could drag you down. You protect your time, that one resource you can never get back. You build self-mastery without distractions. You guard your energy from toxic people. You learn to love your own company. You stop chasing validation. You grow stronger in solitude. You focus on your mission instead of pleasing others. You build emotional independence. You learn that your life can be wide even when your romantic chapter is quiet. You learn that discipline is a form of love you give to yourself before you offer it to anyone else. And most of all, you become whole before you ever share yourself with anyone else. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Your worth is not a relationship status. Your worth is your character, repeated in private moments when no one is clapping. That is not weakness, that is strength. That is freedom. That is real power. If you take one idea from this episode, let it be this. Your life is not on hold because you are single. Your life is happening now. Every choice you make today is building the person you will be tomorrow. So build deliberately, speak honestly, train your body, train your mind, protect your peace. Choose people carefully when you choose them at all. If you want a practice for this week, pick one area of your life you have been neglecting because you were distracted by dating noise. Maybe it is your health. Maybe it is your savings. Maybe it is your craft. Maybe it is your boundaries with family. Spend 7 days treating that area like it is non-negotiable. Not because you are trying to be perfect, because you are trying to be loyal to your own future. The Stoics believe that the good life comes from mastering yourself, not from depending on others. And the truth is, once you learn to stand alone, you will never again settle for connections that make you small. You will only accept relationships that add to your life, not ones that take it away. So if you are single right now, do not rush to escape it. Do not see it as a gap to fill. See it as a rare gift, a chance to become the strongest, clearest, most authentic version of yourself. Because the person who can stand alone without fear is the one who can stand anywhere with anyone and never lose themselves. Ask yourself tonight, am I running from solitude or am I growing inside it? And ask this too. If I met someone tomorrow, would I be bringing them a life, or would I be asking them to build one for me? There is no shame in wanting love. There is danger in needing love to feel real. That question could change everything. If this message hit home, subscribe to Stoic Ocean, leave a comment with the word whole, and keep walking this path with us. We will keep returning to these ideas until they feel natural in your bones. That is how a good life is built. Slowly, honestly, on purpose, one day at a time. Keep building anyway today. You are not half of anything. You are whole. Protect that truth. Live by it. Carry it into your week like a quiet promise you refuse to break, and never let the world convince you otherwise.